Hey everybody, welcome back, guys. I got kind of a quick broadhead review or just a broadhead detail video for you guys, and it's one that I shot in a previous video, the Serious Vulcan arrow review video. But I just want to dive into a little bit more because this is a really cool broadhead. That is the VPA Omega. So just to be perfectly transparent with you guys, I did get this pack of broadheads from VPA for free. But I don't have any affiliation with VPA. They basically shot me an email and asked if I could test this broadhead out for them. This particular head, this is a 200 grain single bevel head, and it is machined out of a solid piece of S7 tool steel. S7 is a great steel. It's one that is used by other manufacturers in their premium tier broadheads, and that's what VPA makes, you guys. They make, if you haven't looked at any of their stuff, they make premium broadheads out of premium materials, and they do it right here in the USA. This is another example. So S7, great steel, has great edge retention, fantastic durability. One thing that can be a little tricky with S7, it depends on the hardness of it, with how they've heat treated the broadhead, but it can be a little bit difficult to sharpen. But that's where you get that good edge retention. And one thing VPA did on this head, which I think is really cool to make it easier to sharpen, is they put the exact same bevel angle of the blade on the ferrule. Now, what that does for you, and this is something that would really help me out, is that makes it so you can sharpen this broadhead flat on like a sharpening stone or whatever. So you can just use that bevel on the ferrule as a guide, and you can simply sharpen it right down on a flat stone. So that is something that, you know, on other single bevels like this cutthroat right here, I never had any issues with this cutthroat at all as far as flight or performance or anything like that. But what was tricky for me was being able to resharpen it and maintaining that bevel angle. And you guys, to be perfectly honest, I'm just not good at sharpening single bevels. That's honestly the only reason I've gone away from them, is just because I'm not good at sharpening them. Well, VPA, you know, they made it easier for guys like me who want to shoot a single bevel because of their performance, because of their bone breaking ability. And they made it easier by putting that bevel on the ferrule to act as a guide for you. So now you can sharpen this broadhead on sandpaper, on a diamond stone, on whatever it is, just on a flat surface. Just hold it right down, use that bevel angle on the ferrule, and just sharpen it. Same thing on a strop. It's very, very easy to sharpen this broadhead. And out of the package, you guys, they come nice and sharp. As far as flight goes, I've not shot these out of a crossbow, but I have shot them out of my compound, and they fly very, very well. And I really haven't had an issue with broadheads flying well as long as my arrows are tuned properly. That goes compound or crossbow. As long as they're tuned, I've been able to shoot a variety of broadheads. One thing, though, that I can't really explain, but out of my compound, me shooting this 200 grain broadhead, they hit basically exactly the same spot as my 150 grain heads. And that's what I normally shoot. That's what my compound bow is sighted in for. That's what all my stuff is sighted in for, is 150 grain heads. And I was expecting this one to hit quite a bit lower than the 150 grain setups, but it didn't. It basically shot from 0 to 30 yards exactly the same. And it might have been like a quarter of an inch, half inch lower, but that honestly could have been me too, especially shooting it out of a compound bow. But out to 30 yards, it was basically dead on with my sights that are sighted in for an arrow with 150 grain heads. So this is a really cool broadhead, you guys. I like it. I think it's well made. The flight surprised me as far as hitting the same as my 150s. And the fact that they thought about guys kind of like me that just, you know, maybe struggle with sharpening a single bevel, the fact that they incorporated that bevel angle onto the ferrule to just act as a guide for you, I really like that. Because I do like single bevels, I really do, but I'm not going to hunt with something that I can't get razor sharp, and that's why I moved away from them. But this head is different, and this is a head that I'm impressed with, and I think you guys will be too. Definitely check them out, you guys. It's a great head. I'm impressed with it. I think you guys will be too. I'll put a link down below in the description to the VPA Omega. But that's what I got for you guys on this quick 5-minute broadhead profile. Hopefully you guys liked it. Hopefully this is something that you guys find useful. If you do, please do me a favor, hit that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you guys soon on the next video. Take care. God bless. And remember, be a sportsman, make a sportsman.